Hello everyone, today we're looking at a 2022 Kia Stonic. Now the Kia Stonic has been around for quite some time now, since 2019, and it's Kia's small SUV which is competing with the likes of the Mazda CX-3, the Ford Puma, Hyundai Venue, Kona, Yaris Cross as well. Now this isn't offered in a hybrid, well, not in New Zealand anyway. It's offered in a 1.4 petrol or 1 litre 3-cylinder petrol turbo, which this one is, paired to a 7-speed dual clutch. The 1.4 is paired to a 6-speed automatic. Now take a look at the boot while we're at the back here. 352 litres of boot capacity. We can adjust the height of it here, as you can see, so you can get a flatter loading space, and we've got a little piddly space saver in there. Even though this is the top of the line one we're reviewing today, the GT Line Plus, there's no electric tailgate. Just like that. We'll take a seat in the back here now. I've left the seat in my driving position, which I'm 6'2", and well, we're quite cramped in here. My head is touching the roof, and good luck getting a middle person in the middle here. Because it is very tight and cramped, but it is a small SUV. I don't really, can't really expect a whole lot, can you? But for kids or the like, it would be absolutely fine for a short trip. Even I would be fine for probably half an hour max. Nothing really else to report here. We've only got one charge port, so kids may fight over it. You might need an adapter. Obviously electric windows and room for a bottle. This being the top of the line, we have keyless entry, so we've got the button there to lock it, and they haven't really taken a step back, but I don't know what we think of the looks. I personally think they are a great looking car, a bit more sort of, I guess, blend in, a bit better and elegant than a likes of a Hyundai Venue, but I think they look really good, even holding up well. This is top of the line with some 17-inch alloy wheels, so they look quite nice and smart. We've got the upgraded LED lights and Kia's new emblem there, being a 2022 model. So yeah, still a good looking car. I think they definitely think Kia have nailed it with the design in terms of whether you're young or old. I don't really think you can fault the look of it. It's a smart looking little car. Let's go ahead and take a look in the inside. Now, even though this is the top of the line, there is no electric seats, which could be a non-selling point for you, and there's also no heads-up display, so might need to look at a Mazda CX-3 if you're wanting either of those, but we do have lots of other goodies to look at. So up here we have your electronic stability control button, got your stop start, adjust the instrument cluster, and your headlight adjustment. Pretty standard on here. Electric folding mirrors, your mirror control switches, probably the biggest window lock button I have ever seen in a car. And obviously window switches there. Reminding you've got the GT Line, the top of the line model. Up here we have your adaptive cruise. You can adjust it there, change between speed limiter, lane assist, and so it will steer you as well as warn you if you're going out of the lane. Interesting, no auto high dip on this one anyway. Maybe that was added in later, but we've just got your standard front fog lights and auto, which is fine in my opinion. And your front and rear window wipers. Now this one doesn't have Kia's new digital display. I'll show you in a minute. It's got the analog dials and a little instrument cluster in the middle there, but nice and easy to use, as I said in my Seltos video. Now, being the GT Line Plus, this panel is fully filled up, so we have your front heated seats, your heated steering wheel. Even if you had the LXT or the GT Line, or even the LX, those will be blank. Got your driver modes, pretty standard, eco, normal, sport, and your parking sensors there. One USB at the front here with a 12 volt, plenty of room there for phones, wallet, whatever you want, and your climate control air conditioning. Over to the right, your push button start, and we've got your touchscreen up here. Now this model, interesting, does get built-in navigation over, I'll just start it up. Something's beeping at me. There you go. This one does have the built-in navigation, so just turn that down. If you are old school and you don't want Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, which this has as well, doesn't appear to be wireless, but you might have to plug it in, but it does have built-in maps. We have your radio, Bluetooth, which you can control on here as well. And that's sort of it really in terms of the interior. Interior, like I've said in the other Kia video, the build quality is really, really good. We do have some hard plastics here. I don't really sort of like to harp on too much about that because are you spending your time in here touching, feeling that? I mean, it feels really solidly built. Sunglass holder up there. And your seats, cloth insert with obviously it'll be a fake leather along here, but it feels really nice. The seats are really comfortable. I'm, as I said, 6'2". I've got plenty of adjustment in here. I can even move my seat back a little bit. Steering wheel is fully telescopic, so I can pull it towards you, up, down, plenty of adjustment. I think whether you're short, tall, in the middle, you'll find this a nice place to be. And there's your glove box there with your Kia booklet. So as I said, this model is the 1 litre turbo paired to a 7-speed dual clutch. So we're going to take it for a drive. Has a total of 74 kilowatts or 100 horsepower. So we'll see what that's like. Interesting with it, what I do like with this car is, didn't seem that long ago if it was a turbo, you had to put premium fuel in it. You don't have to with this. You can put 91 minimum RON. So that's, I find that really, really good. As you can see there, we're averaging 5.7 litres per 100. So it's pretty good on fuel. I've driven it pretty nicely. We've got an eco mode. We'll change that to sport when we do the 0 to 100. All right, driving the Kia Stonic. So let's make sure that's all right. Adjust the wheel. So got the 7-speed dual clutch transmission. I find that quite interesting as Kia seem to have their hands in every type of transmission. The Seltos with the CVT, this with the dual clutch, and you also can get the standard automatic transmission in these. Sportage has the dual clutch option as well as the 6-speed auto. So my first impressions of this is it's a little bit laggy. It definitely feels like it's cutting power to sort of go forward. I can only really compare it. I've only driven the VW group dual clutches, which I would say would be one of the leaders in dual clutches, because I feel like they just committed to it and went all out, and basically every car they offered had it, unless it was a manual. It's not bad, it just clunks a lot more. I probably can't pick it up in the video, but the car sort of goes backwards and forwards and feels like there's pauses while accelerating. It is very minor, but I think if you are coming from a standard transmission vehicle going into this, you'd probably want to consider that, or take this for a good drive to see if you like it, because I'm sure it's something you'd get used to. But that 3-cylinder 1 litre petrol goes, yeah, it just pulls really well. You wouldn't even know it's a little 1 litre. Seems really willing and wanting to go. Like just there's just when changing up, there's just that slight hesitation. I honestly can't explain it, but better than that, it's definitely there. It's a bit of a shame because that Seltos I drove, the CVT, was really nice, and I've driven the Sportages and the Kia Rio with the 6-speed, and I found that perfectly fine. And I feel like I can't help but feel so far in my short drive that this would be better paired to that. Typical Kia, everything's easy to navigate. I've been in this car a little bit, I feel like I know it really well. I'm just going to turn off the lane departure warning because it's driving me nuts, so you just hold it down on the steering wheel there. But I'm probably repeating myself if you saw the Kia Seltos video. I just love Kias that you hop in them and they're not super hard to navigate. Like the climate control is easy, steering wheel controls are easy. I haven't read the manual, everything, the buttons feel good quality, they're just easy, everything's where you think it would be. There's no touchscreen, you know, like the V-dub went into, and the steering wheel controls the actual buttons, and you don't really bump them easy. They feel purposeful. Just really nice place to be. It feels really nice to drive this, to be honest. Like sitting 85 kilometers an hour, it feels like a bigger car than it is. It just, yeah, everything feels good quality. No rattles. I mean, it is 3 years old, but done 20,000 Ks this particular one. But yeah, it feels really nice on the road. Just slow it down and see what the response is like. We are in eco, so we'll see what it's like to pick down. Definitely a bit of lag, but initial to try take off. I'll just put it in normal, see if that's better. Steering's nice and light, it's not heavy as you'd expect in a car of this nature. Handles really well. For a small car, it still feels safe even on these country roads, so saying a lot. Right, yeah, there's definitely a lag in that. It just felt like nothing. It felt like the clutch was engaged while the revs are up. Let's try sport. That's better, but definitely still a delay. And we're going once. It's good once it's I don't know how to explain it. Once it's sort of in gear almost, it feels good, but that kick down is quite a delay. We'll try it along here. I'll just put it in normal. I feel like you don't really want to run around in bloody sport. Yeah, there's just that. Even when higher revs and kicking it, there's a delay. It's like a split second. It's a bit of a shame because everything else is so nice to drive on this car. The engine is quite responsive. Even for a small motor, it wants to go, but I just feel like the gearbox is really letting it down. It would definitely take some getting used to, that's for sure. Alright, so let's do a 0 to 100. Pull over here and go. Bit of delay from the gearbox. And that's 100. Let's take a look what we did. 0 to 100, 11.96 seconds, and the 8th mile in 11.82, sorry. So 0 to 100, 11.96 seconds. So about on par with what they said. Alright, we'll turn back around here. Again, I feel like an automatic would have a better response than that. Put it back in eco, because we are getting a bit low on fuel. The engine feels really strong power through the rev range, but it's just that sort of, I can't explain. It feels like you need to drive one, but it feels like you've got your foot hard to the floor, but it's not going anywhere. But it's not the engine. It's almost like you got your foot on the clutch, and it's when you're driving a manual. It is. It's kind of disappointing to be honest, because I really want to like this car. It just does everything so right, but I don't know. I just feel like that gearbox lets it down, and maybe it's not because I'm used to it. I don't know, but I would love to know if there's anyone else out there that's driven this that felt disappointed, because that's my initial thoughts. I haven't driven a one of these before in the dual clutch, but I just feel like it's really missing the point of almost a dual clutch. It's supposed to be efficient, quick changing, and it just feels sluggish and yeah, not very efficient really. I feel like the automatic you know, Rio I drove was better at putting the power down, or able to put the power down from the engine, because it just does everything else so good, but it just really surprises me that. Alright, let's take a look again on the outside. And right, so the Kia Stonic, well, I definitely think it has a lot of great features to offer. I definitely think it does everything right. The only downside is that transmission. So if you are looking for one, definitely try and take it for a drive and see if you like it, because I don't think it would be everyone's cup of tea.